Hey there. Ready for a deep dive into something that could seriously boost your bottom line?
Oh, yeah.
We're talking about prepaid cards.
Prepaid cards.
And
Right.
I know it might sound a little unexpected.
Yeah. Not something you think about every day.
Totally. And with costs going up everywhere, I bet you're looking for ways to squeeze more profit from every sale without raising prices.
Right. Who isn't these days?
That's where prepaid card cover charge software comes in.
Okay, I've heard of that.
Our source today suggests it could save businesses thousands of dollars a year, and that definitely got my attention.
Thousands is definitely possible, yeah. Think about it this way. Every time someone swipes their credit card, you're losing a percentage to processing fees.
It's like what just disappears into thin air.
Exactly. It's like handing out free, mention something relevant to the listener's business with every purchase.
Ouch. Yeah. That analogy definitely hits home. It makes you realize those fees really add up. So break this whole prepaid card cover charge software thing down for me. It sounds kind of complicated, but the source makes it seem like a no-brainer for business owners.
Yeah, it's really not that complicated once you get the hang of it. It's simpler than it sounds. Basically, it gives you more control over how you process payments.
Okay.
Instead of relying solely on credit cards and their fees, you're offering a system that can actually work in your favor.
Okay, so it's less about giving out loans and more about having options.
Exactly.
Gotcha. But how does that translate into actual profit? The source mentions three main ways this can boost your bottom line.
Okay.
Let's start with number one.
Number one is the big one. Eliminating those pesky credit card processing fees.
Music to my ears already.
We're talking 2.5% or more on every transaction.
Whoa, okay.
Now imagine if even half of those sales were processed without those fees.
Hold on. Let me do the math on that.
Yeah.
If you were doing, say, mention a revenue figure relevant to the listener's business, a month in credit card sales,
Yeah,
wow, that's a significant chunk of change.
exactly. And the best part is those savings go straight to your net profit, not just your revenue.
Oh, wow.
That's a game changer for your bottom line.
All right, you've got my attention.
Yeah.
Okay, what's profit booster number two? The source mentions attracting cash customers. Is that even still a thing in our digital world?
It might seem counterintuitive, but that's exactly why it's so powerful.
How so?
Offering a small discount for using a prepaid card can be a huge incentive. Think about it. Everyone loves a deal.
True. It's basic psychology. We're hardwired to jump at the chance to save, even if it's just a few bucks.
And by offering that incentive, you're subtly guiding your customers toward a payment method that benefits both of you.
Oh, I see where you're going with this.
It's not about punishing credit card users. It's about providing choices and making everyone feel like they're getting a good deal.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
And it plays into this whole trend of businesses going cashless, right? It's like if you're not offering a compelling alternative, you're going to get left behind.
Absolutely. It's about adapting to the way people want to pay and creating a win-win for everyone involved.
Okay, on to profit booster number three, reducing chargebacks. To be honest, I wasn't 100% sure what a chargeback even was before this deep dive.
Oh, you're not alone.
Really?
But trust me, they're the stuff of nightmares for many business owners. We're talking fees, paperwork, headaches, and potentially even damage to your reputation.
Okay, so you're saying they're bad.
Really bad.
Really bad.
They can be a major drain on your resources and your peace of mind. But here's where prepaid cards come in.
Yeah.
They significantly reduce the risk of chargebacks because the funds are pre-authorized.
So it's like the money's already there, so there's no need to chase it down later.
Exactly. And that means less stress for you, smoother transactions for your customers, and a healthier bottom line overall.
Sounds like a no-brainer so far. Now, I was surprised to see the source highlight the benefits of prepaid systems when it comes to security and customer experience. I never really thought of those as being connected.
You're right. We often think of those as separate things, but they're more intertwined than you might think. When you improve one, you often improve the other.
Okay, so let's talk security. Isn't there always going to be some level of risk when you're accepting payments no matter what?
Of course, there's no such thing as 100% risk-free, but prepaid cards do offer a significant advantage when it comes to fraud prevention. Remember how we talked about those credit card processing networks and all this sensitive data they handle?
Yeah, credit card numbers, security codes, all that stuff. That makes me nervous just thinking about it.
Right. Well, with prepaid cards, that data is essentially taken out of the equation.
Interesting.
When a customer uses a prepaid card, you're not handling their credit card information directly. It significantly reduces your exposure to data breaches, which is a huge deal in today's world.
So even if someone tries to hack your system, They're not going to get away with a bunch of sensitive customer data.
Exactly. You've minimized your liability. And that peace of mind isn't just good for you, it also builds trust with your customers.
Yeah.
They're more likely to do business with someone they feel confident isn't going to put their information at risk.
It's like the difference between leaving your cash register out on the sidewalk and locking it up in a safe every night.
Exactly. Okay, now let's switch gears to customer experience.
Okay.
I have to admit, I was a little surprised to see this highlighted in the source.
Really?
How do prepaid cards actually make a difference there?
Well, I don't know. Have you ever been stuck behind someone in line who's digging through their wallet for cash or waiting for their credit card to clear?
Ugh, yes, the worst.
It's painful. Prepaid card transactions are generally much faster than traditional credit card payments. That means shorter lines, quicker service, and happier customers.
Which is especially important for businesses like mention a type of business where speed of service is critical based on the listener's industry, where time is money, right?
100%.
No one wants to feel like they're wasting time. And this ties back into something we were talking about earlier, this idea of adapting to the way people want to pay. Convenience is king these days.
Absolutely. And the beauty of prepaid card systems is that they can be tailored to further enhance the customer experience through things like loyalty programs and rewards.
Oh, right. The source mentioned that. So instead of just offering a discount for using prepaid cards, you could actually integrate them into a point system or something. Exactly. You could reward customers for loading a certain amount onto their cards, give them exclusive discounts, or even partner with other businesses to offer special perks.
It's like taking those old school punch cards we all know and love and bringing them into the digital age.
Precisely. And with the right prepaid card cover charge software, you can track all of this data. You can see what your customers are buying, how often they're using their cards, what rewards they're responding to.
Wow, so valuable.
It is. It's like having a direct line to your customers' preferences. You can then use that information to tailor your offerings and your marketing to create an even better customer experience.
So it's not just about processing payments, it's about building a smarter, more customer-centric business.
Exactly. But of course, all of this hinges on choosing the right prepaid card cover charge software for your needs. And I imagine that can be a bit overwhelming, especially with so many options out there.
Absolutely. There are a lot of factors to consider. But instead of getting bogged down in a million different features, I always recommend focusing on the questions you should be asking potential providers. It's like interviewing someone for a job. You want to make sure they're a good fit for your business.
Okay, I love that. So what kind of questions should I be asking?
Well, first and foremost, integration. How easily does their software integrate with your existing point-of-sale system? You don't want to invest in something that's going to require a complete overhaul of your current setup.
Right. Seamless is the name of the game.
Exactly. Next, think about customization. Can you brand the prepaid cards to match your business? Can you set custom limits and fees? The more flexibility the software offers, the better you can tailor it to your specific needs and customer base.
Makes sense.
And, of course, we can't forget about security.
Right.
Don't be afraid to ask tough questions about their security protocols, fraud detection measures, and compliance with industry standards.
Show me the receipts, right? Don't just tell me you're secure. Prove it.
Exactly. And finally, don't underestimate the importance of customer support. What happens if something goes wrong? Do they have a responsive and knowledgeable team who can help you troubleshoot issues quickly and efficiently?
Because technology is great until it isn't.
You want a provider who's going to be there for you every step of the way, not just during the sales pitch.
This has been incredibly eye-opening. I feel like I've gone from knowing next to nothing about prepaid cards to being able to talk about them intelligently.
That's the beauty of a deep dive, right?
Right.
We take a topic that might seem a little niche at first glance and uncover all these fascinating layers and possibilities.
Speaking of fascinating possibilities, there was one last point in the source that really stuck with me. They mentioned that prepaid cards can be a really valuable tool for budgeting and spending control. That's right. They talked about how prepaid cards can help people stick to a budget, track their spending, and avoid overdraft fees.
It's like built-in financial discipline. And this isn't just relevant to individuals. It could be a powerful selling point for businesses, too.
That's interesting. I hadn't thought about it from that angle. But now that you mention it, I can see how it could be a good fit for my target audience. Describe listeners' target audience and mention a relevant characteristic. For example, busy professionals who value convenience, parents who are teaching their kids about money management, eco-conscious consumers who prefer reusable options.
Exactly. It's all about tapping into those underlying needs and motivations. Imagine positioning a prepaid card program not just as a payment method, but as a tool that aligns with their values and aspirations.
So instead of just saying, hey, use this card instead of your credit card, it's more like, we get you. We understand your desire for connect to the relevant characteristic, for example, seamless transactions, financial literacy, sustainable choices. And this program is designed to help you achieve that.
Exactly. You're not just selling a product, you're selling a solution. And that's a much more compelling message for today's consumer.
I love that. It's like we've been so focused on the mechanics of prepaid cards, the fees, the security, the technology, that we almost forgot about the human element.
It's easy to get caught up in the nuts and bolts, but ultimately people connect with things that resonate with them on an emotional level.
So true. This deep dive has really made me rethink my whole approach to payments. I'm definitely going to be exploring prepaid card cover charge software for my business. And who knows, maybe it'll spark some new ideas for my marketing and customer loyalty programs too.
That's what we like to hear. It's all about connecting the dots and finding those unexpected opportunities for growth.
Well said. Deep divers, we've covered a lot of ground today, from the nitty-gritty of credit card processing fees to the surprising connection between prepaid cards and customer loyalty. We've explored the potential benefits, from increased profits and enhanced security to a smoother customer experience and even a boost in your marketing efforts. But most importantly, we've hopefully inspired you to think differently about payments and how they can work harder for your business. Remember, knowledge is power, but only if you use it. So dive into those show notes for links to all the resources we discussed and start exploring how prepaid card cover charge software can help you unlock new levels of success. Until next time, happy diving.